So if you've been to SeaTac Airport in the last few years, you've probably seen signs like this. Information targeted at victims of human trafficking. It's written in multiple languages in private areas like the bathroom. Now, this is just one of the things being done to end trafficking in our area. To learn more, I spoke with Brettmann from Business Ending Slavery and Trafficking, and Rebekah Covington, a survivor and victim advocate.
My organization really wants to see human trafficking victims be able to access help when they need it. And we have been absolutely thrilled that the Port of Seattle has come along as a partner and said, yes, we want to be a hub where human trafficking victims can potentially access help. So they put up signs in over 300 restrooms and passageways there at the airport. And now in the last year, they've trained 81% of their staff, which has been absolutely outstanding, and they're really leading the country in the way that they're managing the situation and reaching out to victims to become a hub for victims.
Bravo to the Port of Seattle for that, for really stepping up. Mar, what does that training look like for the employees?
Well, the training walks through what human trafficking is, and then what does it look like? It may look like control. It may look like coercion. It may look like someone in distress or who's injured. It may also look like someone who's very confused. They don't know where they are, where they're going, who they're with. And so we teach those indicators, and then also what a bystander can do if they think they recognize those indicators of human trafficking.
I understand that with COVID-19, individuals are more vulnerable to human trafficking.
So people are feeling more isolated right now and financially struggling to really meet their basic needs. And so this is why the Safe Jobs Collaborative is so important to really help survivors and at-risk youth find viable internships and places of employment during these times.
And that's huge. And Port of Seattle is also kind of helping that, correct?
Yes, they are. They have been fantastic. They are actually giving BEST a pretty large grant to be able to really employ survivors of human trafficking in South King County.
Because if you give someone the means to escape, it is really the key, correct?
Absolutely. I know that when I was leaving my trafficking situation, I didn't have those resources that we have now. There was no organization like, BEST or Safe Jobs to help me find that place of employment. And so even after graduating the University of Washington, I still had that barrier of a criminal record behind me. And so I knew that that access that I wanted to these jobs where I could move up in companies just wasn't there. And so we're able to create these opportunities for people.
Rebekah, if there's someone out there right now that happens to be listening that might be in a situation like you were in, what would you say?
Yeah, I think I would say that we have the resources available now. Safe Jobs is able to act as that bridge in between social service agencies and businesses in our community. And businesses want to be more inclusive and hire no matter your background, what you've been through, in life. And we have those opportunities available now.
For someone who isn't familiar with the ins and outs of what happens, anyone is susceptible to being victimized by human trafficking, correct?
Human trafficking has no face. Trafficking can happen to anyone, although it definitely disproportionately affects marginalized communities. So, runaway youth, LGBTQ, trans, youth experiencing homelessness.
I understand that there is more that people can do, like to help out BEST.
Yes, we are a nonprofit organization, so we love to have volunteers help us. And of course, as a good executive director, it would be remiss if I didn't say that we need funding support. So we do need support from the community. And that is what has made us able to offer these services that Rebekah was just talking about.
And Mar, my last question to you is, at one point, I remember when I first started looking into this issue, covering this issue for King County and this area, Seattle, was particularly susceptible and pretty much a hotspot for human trafficking. Is that still the case?
Well, there's limited data, so it's hard to know where the worst hotspots are. But we do know we have a lot of things that makes it vulnerable to trafficking. So we have, the I-5 corridor, we have major port, we also have an international border. So we certainly are seeing a large number, too many cases of trafficking happening every year in our region.
So if you need help or if you see something that may be human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That number is on your screen. You can also text at the number on your screen as well. It's just easy, BEFREE. We'll be right back, so stick around.